Hi guys, here's the video for the Friends guitar solo and other guitar-y bits that are in the song. So first of all, I'll just play through it at a slightly slower speed than the record so you can hear what it goes like. So it goes. The last bit was up there. Okay, so I'll try and keep the guitar in a position where you guys can see everything that I'm doing. Okay, so it starts off 6th fret of the G string. So ba 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 is the pattern. Down to 2nd fret, 4th fret, slide up to 6th fret. And back to the 4th fret. You can see that, so 6, 2, 4, sorry, up to 6. Okay, next bit goes. Now that's a bend, I think, in the song, but it can be a slide, so you can go. So you're trying to reach the note that's the 6th fret on the G string, but you can bend up to it, and then down to the 2nd fret of the D string, 4th fret, 6 on the G string, 4, or you can just slide it up, so you go. So 4, 4, 4, 6. And then 2nd fret on the D string, 4th fret on the D string, 6 on the G string, and then 4 on the G string. So or and then when you get to the 4th fret of the G string, you're going to then play the open E string, the high E. You can't really see what I'm picking, can you? I'll see if I can get the picking in a bit. So you're going to go, and then, so G string, G string, D string, and the fingering for that is 4th fret, open, 2nd fret, open, 1st fret, open, and then what you're doing is you're picking down an E chord, so 2nd fret of the D string and 2nd fret of the B string, so at that point you'd have an E chord formed. Like I say, picking down the strings. Now the next bit is really an octave on the record, which means that you're playing the 4th fret of the A string and the 6th fret of the G string. There's 2 notes, and you're dampening the note in between. So with your picking hand, you're just playing it like a mini chord. But because your first finger of this finger here is kind of resting on that string, it's killed. Now you can play that, or you can just play the low notes. If you're going to play one note, I'd play the low note, because otherwise you're just playing the same part that you do the first time round, so it gives it a bit of contrast. So played like that, it goes. So that's 4th fret of the A string, 6th fret of the D string, same shape, down to the 2nd fret of the E string, the bottom string, and the 4th fret of the D string. Up 3 frets on both fingers. So you always keep your fingers these 2 frets apart whilst you're doing this. So that's from 2nd fret on the bottom E string up to the 5th fret. And then back to the 4th fret of the A string. Slide it down to the 2nd fret of the A string. But if you're playing it without the octave, which you might want to do at first because the octaves are quite difficult, you would just go 4th fret, 2nd fret of the bottom string, 5th fret of the bottom string, 4th fret of the A string, down to the 2nd fret of the A string. And then that little is kind of repeated up here on the 2nd fret and 1st fret of the G string. So it goes 4th fret, 2nd, 5, 4, 2nd fret, and then 2nd fret down to 1st fret. But if you're playing that as the octave, you would go and slide the whole thing up to this is on the 12th string, your 1st finger of the A string, and the 14th fret of the G string. And then slide that shape down 1 fret. So I would recommend to begin with just to do the lower note. 2nd fret, 5th fret, 4th fret. That's that on the E string, A string, and then up to the G string on the 2nd fret. Down, and then it's 2nd fret, 1st fret. And then you are going to do the last bit, which is, so you start off with a quick slide up and down to the, starting on the 2nd fret of the G string. You slide up to the 4th fret of the G string, so you go ba da da, and then back down ba ba ba. Then you pick the open E string, and then the 2nd fret. So see, if you look at the pattern of the picking there, it goes. So you slide. And then you're on to the 3rd fret of the B string. So like part of a D chord. So you play 3rd fret of the B string, open top E string, 2nd fret. So that bit goes. And then the last bit is you're going to slide up the G string whilst playing the open E string for the first few notes. So you go 4th fret, open E string, 6th fret, open E string, 7th fret, open E string, and then 9th fret, 12th fret. Sorry, let me get that right. So, sorry, that's the 11th fret. So 4, open string, 4, open string, 4th fret of the G string, 6th fret of the G string, open fret, 7th fret of the G string, open fret, 9th string of the G string. At this point you don't play the open one anymore, you just go 9, 11, 14, and then you finish on the G at the 12th fret, which fits in with the chord that starts the it's like you're always talking. So that last G sounds a bit funny when you play it, because it's not part of the A major scale, which the rest of the notes are. So it sounds kind of jarring, but it fits along with that chord. Okay, so I'll sit back and see if I can get it so you can see all of what I'm doing here. So again, one more time through it goes. That's all on the G string. Bend, or just slide, and then down 2nd fret, 4th fret, that's on the D string, 6th back on the G string, 4, and then this picky bit, 4, open E, 2, open E, 1, open E, and then the other notes of an E chord. So that's an E chord there. So when you get down to that 1st fret of the G string, the rest of it's just from the E chord. So boom. And then lower note, 4th fret, 2, bottom string, 5, 4, 4, 2, 2, and then 2nd fret on the G string, 1st fret on the G string, that slide from the 2nd to the 4th fret of the G string, open E, so 3rd fret of the B string, open top E, 2nd fret top E, and then 4th fret of the G string, open E, 6th fret open E, 7th fret open E, 9, 11, 14, and then hold and a bit of vibrato on the last G to go with that one. Now there's a couple of other wee bits of guitar stuff that if the two of you are playing it together, one guitar could do. So the main rhythm for the song is kind of, and it's quite choppy. So the other guitar can either kind of play single kind of, or just kind of strum but don't stop it, so quite gentle strumming. But for this bit here, it sounds like they're just kind of holding one chord down. So the G bit, it's like you're always stuck in second gear, and then your pinky, so you're playing an A chord with those 3 fingers and putting the pinky on the 3rd fret of the B string. That's called an A sus4 chord. G, G, E, and then that kind of ba 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 ba. I'll be there for you. The other guitar can kind of just do I'll be there for you. Now, in the first chorus it doesn't do this, but in the second and third chorus it does a wee bit on the E that goes, and that's done by playing the 5th fret of the B string, which is the same note as the open E string, so you play them together, and then you go down to the 3rd fret of the B string, and then the open B string, so 5, 5, 3, open, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, open. Play them together, but try not to catch that string because it's going to sound bad, because that's a G, and it doesn't fit in with the rest of the chords, so. And it does that at the end of the first 2. And it plays over that E chord, so. But this last time through the chorus, as in the last, you know, there are 3 sections where you play A, D, and E. You don't do that last bit because it then goes into the G chord, and one guitarist is playing this little riff over that, which is open B string, 2 hits on that, 2nd fret of the G string, open G string, 1st fret of the B string, open B string, 2nd fret of the G string, open B string, so it goes. So you play the chord and you kind of pick that. Open, 2nd, open, 1st fret, open, 2nd fret of the G string, open B, open G, but played along with the chord, so. That's the end of the chorus. It's kind of like that bit, but in the G. Open, 2nd fret of the G string, so that's open B, 2nd fret of the G string, open G string, 1st fret of the B string, open B string, 2nd fret of the G string, open B, open G. You might even want to try playing your G with your 3rd and 4th strings. That gives you a bit more. But you just work out how to do that. I mean, you can do a slightly cheaty way and just play the 3 open strings, the D string, the G string, and the B string. But you can't play anything else. You have to be careful when you're strumming that. And the last little bit is the, there's a bit in the 2nd and 3rd, what you might call the pre-chorus, is the bit that go up to the chorus where it goes, it's like you're always stuck in 2nd gear. One guitar goes, this is quite a hard thing to play, you're playing this kind of little riff around an A chord, so you've got your A chord finger just using this finger here, which you have to do because you need your other fingers to get this little run. So you go from open A string, 2nd fret, 4th fret, blah, blah, and then you're picking the D string and the G string. So it's that note, that note, and that note, like a little mini chord. And then you try and get your pinky onto the 5th fret. Click those two again, and then just pick 1, so it goes. It's quite hard to play, as you can see. I'm struggling to play it. It's like you're always stuck in 7th gear. So if you're going to try and do that bit, it'll take a while. When I recorded my demo for the song, I had to cheat quite a lot and just do it in bits. So open 2nd, 4th, with this finger now doing the mini chord, and then so play 4th fret, 2nd, 2nd, 5th fret, 2nd, 2nd, so you're going down. Getting better just practicing doing it just now, but it's quite a difficult thing to do because it's quite a stretch to get that pinky on the 5th fret. Okay, and that's the other guitar jangly bit. So now when you're doing the solo, do it at a speed that you can do it comfortably, work on it in sections, and then once you think you can do it, play it from memory, then work on speeding it up, because the speed will come easily if you know the notes you're playing. Whereas if you try and play it full speed and you're still quite shaky with the notes, you might find it all gets a bit kind of, all goes a bit Pete Tong. Okay, hope that helps, guys. See you Thursday.